Unflattering assessments of world leaders by US diplomats and spying on the UN Secretary-General. That's information anyone has now access to after classified documents from US embassies across the globe were revealed by online whistleblower WikiLeaks. For more on this, we can now cross live to RT correspondent Yegor Piskunov. So, Yegor, the files contain highly sensitive information about US foreign affairs. Tell us, if you can, take us back behind the scenes. According to WikiLeaks, what actually happened?
Well, first of all, this is a huge blow to the American diplomacy and to the State Department itself, since we're talking about over 250,000 classified documents, conversations between U.S. diplomats talking to each other in various parts of the world. These documents concern some of the United States' key allies in most parts of the world, including Central Asia and the Middle East, Russia and Europe as well. Some very controversial information, which is, if it is true, then it may harm the relations and harm the image of the United States and its diplomacy. According to some documents published by WikiLeaks, the whistleblower website, which allegedly got these documents on their hands. According to some of the documents, American authorities ordered to spy on some senior top foreign officials and even the United Nations senior officials, including Secretary General. The spying included gathering information, personal information on their bank accounts and other personal data. Some embarrassing political nicknames are also mentioned in some of these documents, how American diplomats allegedly refer to leaders of countries, including of the partner states of the United States. For example, the president of France, Nicolas Sarkozy, is referred to in some documents as the naked emperor. The German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, is referred to as Angela Teflon Merkel. The president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, is referred to simply as Hitler. Russia's Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, in some conversations, according to WikiLeaks, is referred to as the alpha dog. And the power tandem between the Prime Minister and the President here in Russia, President Dmitry Medvedev, was referred to as Batman and Robin. So, like I said, some very controversial information, if in fact it is true, and it has already pushed some analysts to say that such data of such caliber could only have leaked from the State Department itself, which actually puts its efficiency under question.
These leaks would never have happened if not for the number of insiders who are ready to leak this information. It looks like it's linked to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, when officers understood that they are working for a not exactly fair business, and this moral decay inside the Pentagon caused these leaks. The main thing this leak has done is break the illusion that the State Department has everything under control. There have been exposed mechanisms, not secret but quite simple and cynical. Partners of the US will be more careful now. It's another sign that the US is no longer dominating the world.
Some of the released documents date back to the years of the Bush administration, which has pushed some analysts to think that this may be a blow to the Obama administration, which was conducted on purpose to prevent possibly President Barack Obama to be re-elected in the future.
As I understand, the Obama administration is supposed to pay the bills of the last administration, because some documents are dated back to the year 2004, 2005. So I personally have a feeling that this is ongoing attack on President Obama, which started not today and which aims not to allow him to be re-elected. This is the thing, I think.
Of course, we're talking about hundreds and thousands of classified documents which still have to be studied, but among some of the most controversial ones so far is also the ones about the conflict in South Ossetia in August 2008, which concerns Georgia and Russia, of course. And according to that document released by WikiLeaks, the back then U.S. ambassador in Russia knew in advance that Georgia was planning an attack on South Ossetia. He also knew that Georgian forces were moving towards the Georgian-Ossetian border. He passed this information along to American authorities back in the United States. And also, some of the documents suggest that there was a discussion going on between American diplomats on how to support the image of President Mikhail Saakashvili's, the Georgian president's regime, and to protect the Georgian image in that conflict.
Now, Yegor, the confidential files were also obtained by one of Russia's media outlets. Tell me, have there been any revelations here concerning Russia?
The one magazine in Russia, the Ruski Reporter, the Russian Reporter magazine, did receive these materials. As I've said, some of these documents do refer to the Russian president, the Russian prime minister. Their tandem is referred to allegedly as Batman and Robin, which is quite embarrassing if in fact it's true. But so far, actually, we didn't really hear that much comments coming out of the Kremlin or the White House. We did hear from the president's press secretary, Natalia Timakova, who said that the Kremlin didn't find actually anything interesting in these documents and compared them with stories being put together in Hollywood. The press service of the Prime Minister, Vladimir Putin, said that it's too early to make any comments and to make any decisions in this and to criticize this, since this is a huge amount of information which still has to be studied. The exact wordings and phrasings have to be studied in order to find out exactly what these world leaders were called by American diplomats, if in fact this did happen. Some analysts have been saying that some of the information published in these documents is not anything new. It was known in the diplomatic circles around the world. That's just how things work behind the scenes. So let's listen to one point of view saying that basically it's the impact of publishing these documents that really serves as a blow to the United States diplomacy.
We know pretty much most of what the United States thinks about leaders and about events and processes. The embarrassing thing would be simply to see it in print on official documents.
We're just getting some fresh reports, some information coming out of the Foreign Ministry. Apparently, the Foreign Ministry says that it's not going to base its judgment of the relations between Russia and the United States on these documents, but is going to continue basing it on practical steps and measures, on the practical politics and practical diplomacy between the two sides. So some very controversial information, surely, and as Hillary Clinton plans her visit to some of the allies, the United States allies, including in the Middle East and Central Asia, she's definitely going to have to do some explaining about this whole situation.
Certainly, Hillary Clinton may have her back against the wall when it comes to this forthcoming trip. RT's Yegor Piskunov there. Thank you.